Activation code required. Access granted. Warning. Evacuation sequence activated.
We're back. Welcome to the bunker.
And good evening. Welcome to the S-4 Bunker, coming to you live here in the Cascade Mountains of Concrete, Washington, where we're actually going to start getting some 70-degree days.
Oh, dope.
Like Friday, Saturday, Sunday,
Saturday,
Monday. So our first...
It's like 75
we're
here.
doing a bonfire.
Our first official bonfire.
Yeah.
Of the well, hopefully permanently spring weather.
Saturday, 7 p.m.
Yep.
What was that, Rosella?
Yeah.
What?
What was that you said? What do you
I
guys
said,
got?
we had like 75 here today. I mean, it was so hot. I was in a tank top and shorts. And
Okay, we're not talking to you anymore. You're
No.
You don't. Why you gotta say mean stuff, Rosella? Come on.
It was sunny. Yeah, I took like a walk and then I took a small bike ride. And I'm like, okay, I'm dying. I can't believe this weather.
No, when I picked up Kayla, I did ride with the window down the whole time. Like, it was 50 degrees.
Yeah. 50's doable.
Yeah.
60's definitely t-shirt. And 70, you're sweating.
70, I'm naked.
Yeah, I'm good. John,
My room is so hot upstairs now. I'm like, I don't know how I'm sleeping like tonight because I just can't sleep in the heat anymore. And last night it was so hot. I was sweating so crazy. Yeah, and it's sad because my house just heats up so much upstairs because it's brick and we're like aimed right at the sun. It's only our house.
Well, do you guys have central air and heat?
Yeah, we do.
But your these are else out, so you know.
It just sucks. And like, yeah, we've had people come in and try to fix a problem for years, and they're like, open up all the doors and like all the passageways, everything. We did that, and we were good for like 2 years, and then all of a sudden the heat really started coming back. I'm like, what is going on again?
Yeah, the planet doesn't know what's going on. It doesn't know what to do.
Yeah, it's just gotta...
That's because Captain Planet left.
Oh. Damn it. Captain Planet. Tonight we're talking... John's actually taking over the show tonight.
Yep.
We're all going to learn something new, because this is shit I don't know anything about. When he first brought it up last week, I thought it was like a creepypasta type deal where it was Slender Man and, things like that, but it's not.
It is.
It's not really. It's more like weird fleshy creatures.
It's a reiteration of creepypasta.
So,
Really?
kind of. Just a different realm, basically.
Yeah.
Whereas, I guess my question would be, are these things considered dangerous in some aspects, like Slender Man? Because when you bring up, and I can only talk about creepypasta because that's all I know about on that aspect of it. But when you have little girls that are killing their friends or stabbing their friends because Slender Man told me to do it, that kind of brings a little more reality to something that was supposed to be a figment of your imagination.
Yeah.
In a weird way, Because no, Slender Man didn't tell them to do it, but
No.
the minute they do it in the name of Slenderman, it kind of brings reality to a Slenderman.
Yeah. It's like the whole theory about...
I don't get it.
Unlike the devil made me do it, well, yeah, it'd be the same concept.
Yeah.
Hated the
Okay.
Like the witch trials.
But it's all the same concept as the king made me do it. Friend, the king told me to do it. Friend,
I ain't never heard of that shit.
How many of the kings actually ever talk to the peasants? Like, come on.
there's got to be like one.
No.
What about like from Aladdin? He talked to the peasants all the time. He was one of them.
Who?
And like, you want to talk about like fictional characters telling you to do stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Who the fuck is Uncle Sam?
Hey, why the fuck does he want me? I already did 19 and a half years. He doesn't want me anymore. Why is he still pointing at me?
Like, we use fictional characters as adults
Right.
to get points across.
Yeah,
Yeah, Claude.
it's easier
Yeah.
Yeah.
because people trust a cartoon more than some old dude.
I know.
But, you know, to my knowledge, Santa Claus ain't never told anyone to go kill their friends either. But,
like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
we just voted yesterday, right? And, well,
did we?
yeah, I wrote down Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner.
Oh.
I think we're going to do better with them.
I told Mom and Dad to just write Eric Cooper in.
For
You know, there's a ton of people actually voting for a dog. Yeah,
what's the dog's name?
I think it's Willie.
Oh, God, you got to vote for Willie.
Yeah, there's
And, you know, I really don't think many people voted. I know why we didn't get our ballots in. It wasn't...
Jalen got one.
Did he?
Oh, he did?
No, ours is next week.
Isn't he too young?
No, the state the United States has decided that anyone who will turn 18 before the November election gets to
Okay.
vote in all the preconceived elections before it.
Okay.
Oh, that's cool.
Cool. But did you know that Trump won Washington?
Oh, he did?
Yep.
Because nobody voted.
Well,
They all voted for Willie.
I mean, yeah, thanks, Seattle, you didn't vote.
Trump and Biden both won it.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Okay. All I heard was Trump won Washington. Well, okay. Fucking yeah.
Coming in? No?
So, okay. So what's the name of this world?
Okay, it's called the Flesh Farm. That's
That's the name of the realm is Flex Farm?
what's
Flesh.
Flesh Farm.
Flesh Farm.
The
Okay.
Flesh Farm. That's what I'm mainly pulling off of. But there's like thousands of other like little realms.
Is it an actual separate realm from ours?
I don't really know. It kind of like mixes, honestly, because there's like a ton of videos on it and a ton of like different types of like Wikipedia pages and all that. But that's what it's called, and they kind of mix in between. Honestly,
So, when did they start coming into popularity?
so it started coming into popularity. This whole like little franchise came into popularity around 2020 during the whole pandemic.
Okay.
But they say these little creatures started popping up around 1934. That was when they started like showing up.
In our dimension?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. But it's a cool little like world that has all these different creatures that kind of feed off of each other.
So would Pokemon World kind of be like this?
No, not really, because
I don't think any of the Pokemon eat flesh.
actually some of them do. If,
Jesus Christ.
if you actually read the documentations about some of them do. Actually,
You have a question?
I do.
Yes. Is Man, Bear, Pig a character in this world?
He might be. I don't know.
the former vice president thinks he's a real thing.
Yeah. But he might be a person in this world, but it honestly depends on what strain you're going off of. because the one I'm going off of is just the Wikipedia one.
Hey, John, that was a joke. Paula was, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man, well, no, she says she's serious. Man Bear Pig is a character from South Park. That was Al Gore was blaming. Yeah, I think Man Bear Pig was being blamed for global warming, and
I forgot he was a character on that.
Yeah.
But you also got to remember, Rick, South Park is not known for its originality.
Yeah.
Well, true.
90% of the characters are from something else.
All I can remember from South Park is them just yelling at each other and making a lot of Jew jokes. But yeah,
So
Fuck you, Cat.
I find it interesting these creatures come from as back far as 1934.
yeah. That's when they said they originally started popping up. But back then, the only ones that actually started forming were the crawl, which is that's like the whole basis of this ecosystem that they created. Mm-hmm. The crawl is it looks like the small intestine, but a little bit redder, but it's like a plant. It grows like moss or like a vine.
Some bitch, I fought those in Halo. I know what those things are. Fuck those things.
But it's a little different.
Aren't those found in the like Amazon?
Yeah, there are a few.
I don't think you can buy them on Amazon, but maybe eBay.
No, Amazon rainforest.
Yeah.
All right, that's a good one.
I don't think you can buy a rainforest on eBay.
Well, where are
either.
these creatures you keep saying popping up, but where?
So the Krull are popping up actually everywhere. They are a species that can survive in any climate, anywhere that
We're looking for is there any specific cases that state, town, city?
Ocean.
no, not really. It just shows pictures. Honestly, there's just pictures of it growing on abandoned buildings or in the middle of a forest under the ground.
Are you able to put those pictures on the Discord for
Yeah,
us?
if I can find. Yeah, I can.
While you talk.
But
Yes. Talk. Yes.
the crawl is basically just the basis of this whole ecosystem that they build. They basically just feed off of plants and the sunlight, and they can kind of just grow.
They're vegans.
Yes.
You don't eat flesh?
No, not these ones. They just make the things that eat flesh.
Oh.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. But the crawl are just the foundation of everything.
So, are they like amoebas? I mean, or can you actually see these things
You can
physically?
actually-
How big do they get? I'm sure it varies by the type or whatnot, but
Yeah. But they're about as big as a root. It honestly just depends on how much nutrients they get. But sometimes they can be an inch thick, sometimes half an inch, sometimes smaller. But just depends on how much nutrients they get and all that. And these, the crawl,
real quick, Paulo. So what Paulo wants to know is, so do you play the flesh farm inside the Total Warhammer game, or she's confused?
No. The flesh farm is, it's its own,
It's a standalone, isn't it?
It's a standalone thing from Warhammer. It's not part of that. It's kind of more like an SCP, if you know what those are.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like that.
Let's explain it for the...
An SCP is basically a paranormal creature that just popped into the world.
It could hurt.
It might have. You never know. But it kind of just popped up.
They have designations where they have people have a running list of all these SCPs, right? Where they're given numbers.
Yes,
and, yeah.
I couldn't remember number that this one was because it's kind of its own standalone thing. These creatures, their makeup is just muscle tissue, bones, and no skin. But yeah, that's just the crawl. And one of the little creatures the crawl makes are called the trimmings. The trimmings are little flesh. They're basically raccoons without flesh. I mean, without skin. They kind of look like that. They're just little animals. They can have multiple okay. They can have multiple.
Multiple.
Sorry. I'm trying to get the image. They can have multiple limbs, multiple eyes, different types of skulls, depending on how they were originally created. But they are basically just little meatballs that offshoot of the crawl.
So it sounds like Hunger Games where they throw this creature into the middle of the game.
Yeah, it's basically kind of like that. It's just offshoots, and then it...
Is this something people are actually finding in our world?
I don't know, honestly. Some people say...
What do you mean? That was what the show was supposed to be based on.
I know.
Well, but with all of history and with all of mythology, it all starts somewhere.
That's true.
Yeah.
And I mean, yes, people are very imaginative. That's the one good thing about the human race.
But that's and that's the scary part is the imagination can actually bring imaginary shit
Sean,
into reality.
What link did you just put into the Discord?
I put a link?
Yeah.
I did?
Farming in the flesh.
Oh, that.
Yeah.
So is that like nudist farming or something?
Yes, it is.
Here's a picture of the...
This is what you just put up there, John.
That was not... That was S-4 Paula. That was not me.
Oh, okay.
I claim the fit. I put it in the weird little raccoon creature.
Yeah, well, you start Googling things, and this is where you want
Pornhub farming. Yeah. Woo!
I wouldn't be shocked if this is a Canadian person, actually. So, no, it's U.S.
But the trimmings are just small little, like, just a pest, too.
Okay. So it's
Yeah. If you try and interact with it, it'll scamper away. It is very timid and will hide itself, like very...
So is it possible, and going out on a limb here with this, but I'm still stuck on 1931, but did the rake come possibly as one of these creatures years ago and developed into what it is today in our world?
Yes. That is like how the mimic came about.
Have you seen the pictures of the rake they keep seeing? I mean, they're fucking god awful looking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they don't have...
Really, the only difference between a mimic and a rake is a mimic learned how to live within our world, not underneath it.
Right?
Yeah. Actually, that's just with the research I've done, the rake is just basically an offshoot of a mimic.
Yeah.
It just depends on its environment and its food resource.
So, see, that's the scary part of what you're talking about versus, in 10 years. That shit might actually be physically in our world, and paranormal teams are going to go, oh, yeah, look, I got this picture of a pig creature, or whatever the hell.
But all these things are slowly evolving into things that are adapting with our realm.
Mm-hmm.
With more, like, flesh type thing. But honestly, the most popular one out of all of these is the mimic, because that's a well-known creature that everyone talks about.
So the mimic is a part of this realm?
Yes. Basically, it starts just like the trimming does as a small meatball that shoots off.
Mm-hmm.
But unlike the trimming, it only has 4 limbs, 2 arms, 2 legs, and a normal skull, and it is way skinnier. That is the first stage of its life.
Mm-hmm.
And during that stage, it will eat fruits, small rodents, and anything it can find, till it will eventually grow big enough to become to its second stage, which is just the basic mimic. It will be at an average height of around 5'7".
Mm-hmm.
It will use mannequins, clothing, and furniture to hide itself to try and hunt its main prey, which is human.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've seen some pretty gnarly videos.
Paula is saying she believes these entities also exist in World of Warcraft and Minecraft. Are the game versions based on the same things you were talking about, John?
In World of Warcraft, a little
No.
bit. No?
No. World of Warcraft is solely based on Norse mythology.
Oh, yeah. Then no. Then they wouldn't be...
Minecraft is.
And what creature in Minecraft would resemble...
It comes up...
If there's any creature in that game that would resemble one of these. But I know people have made, mods about these.
Mm-hmm.
But with the Mimic, it's mainly just hunting humans. It will use sound, clothing, furniture, mannequins, anything you find to slowly
They
trap
added
it.
creature in a mod
Yeah?
for Minecraft based off of Warhammer, and part of it is the flesh farm that creates these creatures.
Yeah. Then,
So-
yeah, there is a lot of stuff like that in games now. I know there's a few short stories and a few movies that are starting to be made around these creatures. But
That would stand.
what?
Yeah. Go ahead.
You go.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, it would stand to reason because Hollywood always in desperate search of anything new. Of course, they're going to they're going to steal from, you guys are actually out there, and there are people that are legitimate creators, and they're taking these modern myths
Yeah.
and of course they'll screw it up because they'll get the lore wrong, and they'll get everything completely
Yeah.
wrong.
Well, and that comes.
Fan films now, so
But that comes down to the chicken or the egg. Did the creators create, or was there something that formed after their creation?
Yeah.
I mean, you have to be inspired by something.
And so when you look at universal energy in thought forms, the more kids play these games, the more energy they're putting into these creatures by playing these games.
Which
There's always that chance of
it actually coming.
it actually coming into our world.
Because, like, the creatures you're talking about, there's forms of them throughout Hollywood since the 1930s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to say the 50s. Since the 50s.
But yeah, these creatures have, always kind of... A form of them has always kind of been around and been played in movies, games, and all that.
The blob.
Yeah, that's like a form of these.
But we also portray them as different things in Hollywood, too.
Yeah.
Like, you look at some of the ones about mutated contagions that all of a sudden start to actually taking over your flesh and forming vine-like vines across your skin, I guess.
Well, a tumor,
Yeah.
you know.
Brand.
Yeah, I can't think of anything that's comparative that's actually they made a movie out about or whatever, and then it's actually appeared. Someone's gotten a video of something like The Rake or something like that.
Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I can't remember what that one's about anymore.
Umbrella
It's about
Corporation.
COVID
Yeah.
and the creatures it created.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Yeah, like it's actually amazing how many movies you didn't realize had to do with that kind of thing before that actually happened in real life.
Yeah.
well, because again, the more people are watching it, the more energy is going into that
Yeah.
concept,
And then eventually it just
and eventually it forms.
But like we had the movie Contagion, we had what was the monkey one?
Yeah.
Monkey Shine.
No. It was a little monkey that someone got bit by.
Planet of the Apes.
Oh,
No.
Outbreak.
Outbreak.
Was that
Yeah.
Outbreak?
Yeah.
That's right. When he dropped the
Correct.
bomb on the
Like we
military
had all
encampment.
kinds of movies about this throughout the years, and then all of a sudden happened, and they all flooded back.
Yeah.
Well, what's that? There's a movie. Oh, it went right out of my head. Gosh, no, can't remember now.
What?
There's a movie that I just thought of. Well, you said Planet of the Apes. That's kind of interesting because I was watching this paranormal show that's kind of old, but these kids were walking through the woods and they said that they experienced these Bigfoots, like in the trees, that they thought back then the only thing that they had on TV, this is like 70s, probably 80s. I mean, who knows? I don't remember when Planet of the Apes came out.
60s, 70s, yeah.
60s, 70s, because, I was like, I don't think I was born yet. But they said that they looked like Planet of the Apes because it's the only thing that they actually could compare it to. There was no paranormal things like on TV, that kind of thing.
Right.
So that kind of came to mind. But then, remember that movie? Remember the guy, John Lithgow? He was in that Harry and the Hendersons,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? And then after that, the whole concept of Bigfoot became more popular. Like people were getting videos, people getting, like pictures, things like that. So I think
Right.
it's more kind of on the realms of what you're talking about in a way, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, the UFO, if you want to go back to it, I mean, what happens when
Right.
people start seeing UFOs back in the late 40s and 50s? Well, and guys coming back from the war that had seen the Foo Fighters. And, well, all these guys that had been in the service or been in the Air Force or whatever, and they're Hollywood people, and they come back and they're going to write stuff about it. And, well,
Like the Richard Dreyfuss movie with, you guys have said it before, and I can't remember the title.
No, Close Encounters with Their Kind.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that. So it's like after that, everybody started having, oh, my thing that happened to me was just like that movie. It's like,
Right.
how many times have I heard people say something comparative like that? So yeah, it's interesting.
Well, and then you look at like pop culture follows
Right.
life. Life follows pop culture. It's a circle because
It is.
we had all these new ghost hunting shows come out, and like right before COVID, where they really hit it big.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden they announced, "Hey, we're going to do another Ghostbusters movie." I know it's been 20 years, but screw it, why not?
Right.
Yeah.
yeah.
20 years, probably more like 30, isn't it?
Yeah.
But
Well, Zell, you're just not being very nice to me tonight. Like, come on.
Sorry.
because
I aged myself.
I remember it. So, I mean, Eric and I are like, yeah, we remember Planet of the Apes like it was,
I remember in Spaceballs at the the very end or something, where they're crawling out of the maid's nose and they're like, "What are they?" And it's supposed to be Planet of the Apes. Remember the funny scene in the end? So that was pretty hilarious.
And, the only thing, like, if they say they're going to make another Back to the Future movie, I am going to start researching like freaking crazy. Because if we're following that circle thing, that means someone actually came up with time travel.
Oh, I have no doubt the CIA has come up with time travel years ago.
Yeah, but now Hollywood has it. Now we have to like.
I hope they don't redo that movie.
Well,
I don't like the big redos. I just don't.
I don't think they'd redo it. I don't think they can redo it because I think Christopher Lloyd owns part of it.
Kind of.
You never know, because I know they're making a Fallout movie or TV show.
It's a TV show, but that's different. It's not iconic.
But they made a Halo TV series too. So
Yeah.
It sucks, and they had to reboot it, and it's like one season in. I didn't even play Halo, and I thought that show was dumb. I knew just enough about the lore to be aggravated at it for people that actually.
I played it like crazy, and I never watched the show. I've never seen a Halo movie or show.
I've seen.
I never played any of it. I played it.
The
in real
game
life.
made me angry enough. Yeah. Why would I watch it? Like.
Yeah. Thank you for. Yeah, it just evokes anger.
Hey, a few of those movies were not that bad. Okay.
Well, I thought it was going to be. I'll watch it as a non-fan because maybe it'll be, interesting as a live-action thing. Because I didn't play the games, but I knew a little bit about the lore because my stepson and my actual son has wound up playing a little bit of it, and I watched some of it, and I'm like, okay, so I understand some of what goes on in it, and then I watched the show because I have Amazon Prime, and I'm like, okay, well, this will be something to do, and it was terrible, mostly because the acting was terrible, the scripts were terrible. If it was a regular show that had nothing to do with the property, it would be a terrible show, just by itself. So,
Paula, it's interesting you brought that up. And by the way, Anthony and I picked up Walking Dead again last night, but the zombie animals. So,
what season are you guys on?
6.
So you're 1/16 of the way through it.
Yeah.
Fucking.
And then Daryl has his own show now.
Yeah, it has more seasons than freaking Land Before Time has movies.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
That's good.
Movies.
I kind of equate the zombie deer phenomenon that's going on right now with mad cow disease.
Yeah.
It's kind of a lot of similarity there, but it's hitting wildlife.
Or a little bit like the ants and the mushrooms that take over their bodies, if you know what those are.
No, I never heard that one.
There's a small species of mushrooms that take over ants' bodies, go into their home, their nest, and infect the whole population.
So it's a parasite.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wonder how many of those ants have watched The Last of Us.
But what's concerning is now that we have zombie deer, and they're trying to say there's a potential that if you eat the meat of a zombie-infested deer, you can actually get this virus by the meat. So that impacts another meat source. It's a neurological virus. They know that much, and it sounds so much because the mad cow disease. When I was stationed in Germany in the '90s, and they pushed mad cow disease on us a whole lot in Germany. As far as watch out for the meat, watch out for the German meat may have mad cow, blah blah. So she wants to know though, does the zombie deer phenomenon or zombie animal phenomenon, does that have anything to do with any of the creatures that are within the realm you're talking about?
Yeah, actually, the one I talked about earlier, the timid, actually are very connected with that because they carry a lot of those diseases on the creature.
So is it possible that what we're seeing going on with mad cow and zombie deer is a manifestation of the parasites from this world.
Yeah, it very well
In
could
today's
be.
world.
Because a lot of these creatures do carry those types of diseases and those things that would have the same effects on animals here.
Kind of like the plague. Sounds like the plague.
It kind of is.
Oh,
Yeah.
you just had to bring that one up. Yeah, measles is coming back. We got, they're undigging the plague bodies in Europe now, and oh wow, look at that! They buried mass graves. Yeah, okay, let's fucking pull up the plague again. We already have the plague coming back.
Supposedly the bubonic plague is making a...
Yeah, because we found it in Antarctica.
Yeah.
And
that's a whole other one.
Let's bring it back to the mainland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's in Alaska. There's a whole other one in Alaska going on right now too.
Yeah.
Why not?
Humans are stupid.
Yeah.
They don't about the. You must learn history so you do not repeat it. They forget about that whole part.
That's the whole reason why I'm taking this history class.
Good.
You're carrying around on digging up the rainforest and getting down in places. Same thing with permafrost, I'm guessing, in Alaska. And
in Antarctica,
we keep messing around with stuff that just is... we're daring nature to kick our ass.
Where are we with the whole...
We're harder than we are. We really are.
The mammoth?
So,
yeah.
We literally haven't heard anything now.
Yeah.
They're all dead. The mammoths killed them.
Someone snuck in and ate the meatball.
I haven't heard any news on the mammoths, but I have heard news on Elon Musk's brain chip. They put in a monkey.
Oh God!
They had him play. Really? Yeah, they had him play Pong, and they also had him do this weird puzzle game. Because they used a controller and fed him a banana smoothie. If he got it right.
Yeah, but I can pretty much guarantee if they put him in -10, it would stop working. Just like everything else Elon owns.
Well,
right. Yeah.
Yeah, but then he could just make more money off of his flamethrower. I'm just saying.
What flamethrower?
The flamethrower he made and sold.
Oh.
It's too early. We cannot afford another Harambe situation.
It's not going to be really that Harambe.
Oh,
just
shit.
It's just going to be...
Well, it can't be that Harambe. He's dead.
But it's just going to be a monkey that has a chip in his brain that's kind of intelligent.
And real quick, for anyone new listening to the show tonight, our chat room is on Discord. Yep. So if you're following the show tonight from any of the promos you saw in another group, the Discord link is actually in the promo. So jump into the Discord chat if you have any questions for tonight's show.
Yeah, I was going to send a little shout out to a listener that's my friend. So, hi, Sandy. Thank you so much for listening.
Hi, Sandy.
Hello.
Hi, Sandy.
Friend, the zombie deer, what state is that in?
Oh, it's spreading. So,
what state did it start in?
It's in Yellowstone, and it's spreading this way. So last time I looked at updates, it was already in the handle of Idaho, coming this way.
But I kind of want to know how many tags that state gives out for deer that year. Because, I can see a hunter spreading the rumor that, these are zombie deer, we need to shoot them all, and don't worry about the meat, we'll dispose of it for you.
And go to the homeless shelters.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, that's fucking smart.
I could actually see that happening.
I could too.
A few hunters just making up a far tale, saying, "Hey, let us go."
Mm-hmm. And honestly, I haven't looked at it a whole lot new. I've been going through 17,000 books and stuff I've got sorting out, as well as the 7,500 videos I need to watch. I mean, and I still get Homeland Security updates every day, but I haven't really. Hell, we've got a murder in our own community to worry about.
Oh yeah, didn't he already take out 2 people? If I
He's only killed one so
Whoa,
far.
One.
Jesus, don't do that.
No,
No.
he's considered armed and dangerous. He's killed one person.
thought it was 2.
But he'll do it again.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway,
Go get him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hopefully.
as long as he keeps killing the criminals in his own network, then we're okay. You know?
Yeah. Sort of.
Because that's who he's killing. But what do you think? So, if zombie deer are different from mad cow, in fact, oh God, is Boston legal? Crane. Oh
Denny
God.
Crane.
Yeah,
Crane.
Denny Crane.
William Shatner.
Yeah, Denny Crane from Boston Legal. He had dementia. Here he is getting dementia.
Mm-hmm.
And he was blaming it on mad cow disease on the show.
Yeah.
He's a real, oh my God, he's a...
Everything is mad cow thing. I think he said right. He did a
Um,
lot.
But there is a potential tie with mad cow and dementia. It basically it degrades the brain over time.
Hey, that
Right.
might be why Joe Biden. He's eating a lot of ice cream. I'm just saying.
This is not fair, guys.
That
It is
was
not
just
nice to speak ill of the dead.
Dead.
Every joke I have about Mad Cow is the Queen. This
Oh,
is not
God.
okay, guys.
No. The queen was a draconian, remember? She was a lizard person,
Yeah, not a cow.
not a cow. And at least mad cow's not in California because they're all happy cows, remember?
Yeah,
For
they're on the happy farm.
But, so, I guess what I'm getting at, with zombie deer, if it's a different strain from mad cow, do you think it's a potential of a zombie breakout?
It could be. But
I feel like this has been going on for so long. I haven't heard about
Yeah.
it for a long time
it,
on my end.
you never know. It honestly could
I'm
be.
ready for one. I would much rather deal with a zombie apocalypse than the bullshit we're seeing around the world today.
Yeah, because if you just
You have a better chance of surviving.
because if you play,
Not everybody does.
I got machetes.
Yeah.
but if you just have, if you're healthy and
I've
you
got
have
machetes.
plate, if you have
Doesn't
if you're
help with pills.
Yeah.
but if you're healthy and you have plate armor, you could survive a zombie apocalypse easily.
Thanks,
I'm just saying.
friend. Yeah, only the health people.
Yeah, it
Great.
can't be as old as a fossil.
You're out.
Huh?
You're out.
So are you, Dad?
I'll go to Anthony. Pew, pew. Yeah.
I can shoot you.
Yeah, but you would run out of adult diapers. Or,
Well, shit, you got a shotgun now, too. They'll take care of something.
Friend.
That's so
Yeah.
crazy.
They, I'll tell you about that later. Friend,
Well, is there any more of these creatures that you researched?
nailed it.
sorry. I researched the thing called a meat snake. It has a very
How much research did you do on Pornhub?
none. Okay, this is its own little creature. Okay.
That's what they all say.
Does this meat snake have a mind of its own?
Oh my god. But it's
Wakes up at the age of 13.
Oh, okay.
oh my
Okay.
god. No. Get all your minds out of the
Oh,
gutters.
help me.
I thought you guys were supposed to be adults. You gotta be mature.
Those two don't go hand in hand.
They do too.
I'll be mature when I'm dead.
You're supposed to be wise when you're like at the
Paid
age
for
of
not
90.
Speaking right now.
But the meat snake is basically a worm. Is a worm.
Does the meat snake have anything to do with a handsaw?
No.
Are they kissing cousins?
But it's basically just a worm-like creature. Its length is around 19 feet, but can grow. Oh my god.
How many inches?
But can get bigger based on its diet. Its main source of food is rotting corpses. It it cannot eat any living organism. It can only feast on dead, rotting corpse.
Necrophiliac.
So, what people mainly, what it's mainly used for is for getting rid of rotting meat in war.
What are we used for?
Compost bin.
Yeah, it's basically just compost. But that's what it's used for. That's what I heard, at least. But that's what it's made. Oh, and a cool little thing about it is how it disposes like inorganic things like bones, nails, hair. It will mainly just vomit them back up. But with the skull, it will actually use it as its own skull. So every single creature, it has its own like skull depending on what they eat. So it could be like a human skull, a deer, dog, cat, bird, rhinoceros, elephant. Honestly,
like a hoe or like a snail.
yeah, it just replaces it, and it replaces it from time to time. I think it's every like 2 to 3 months. It's replacing its skull because of wear and tear, and yeah, but it's but during like natural disasters like plagues, wars,
Mass bodies.
it can grow up to I think the largest they said that they found was a 20-foot one.
I thought you said you were taking a history class.
I am.
Since the fuck when is a war a natural disaster?
A war?
Yeah, you said natural disasters like wars.
Well, kind of is.
I mean,
Humans are natural.
Anytime there's a mass body site.
Humans are natural creatures, and
So it reminds me kind of of Tremors.
yeah, it kind of is like that.
I thought more of the
who is
worm
coming
from,
up with these things?
Beetlejuice.
Huh?
The worm from Beetlejuice.
I'm trying to remember the worm from Beetlejuice.
Are you talking about,
Black, white, huge fucking mouth.
or are you talking about the one they find in the doors?
Sandworms.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but it's just a giant worm that eats corpses.
Mm-hmm.
That's its whole gist. It's a pretty fun little creature.
It doesn't
Oh my
sound
God.
so fun to me.
And then there's another little creature I've researched called the Harvester. It's basically so with the meat meats the balls of meat that grows off the crawl. If the lumps of flesh doesn't fall off of the vines and continues to grow, it will create a thing called a harvester. A harvester is just a giant pulsating clump of.
Something worse. I'm even
Oh my god! Get your minds out of the gutter.
So we have harvester balls and meatworms.
No, well.
You say no, but your face says yeah.
No. But if it continues to grow, it will create a thing called a harvester. The thing that it does, it basically makes its own minefield. So it will spread vines out that are. It will create two types of vines. One type is that will be buried very lightly under the surface, and has a ton of claws and nails. So any creature that steps on it with enough weight will actually get stuck on it, so that it will eventually bleed out and the creature may consume it. And the other type of vine is that it spreads out is
If somebody steps on my meat sock, they're getting fucking socked out. Like, they're getting socked. Fuck that. What?
But the secondary type of vine it spreads out is a one that carries a poison. So it basically just crawls around it just crawls around looking for deceased animals that have got caught into a trap, and it will sting them with a poison that will paralyze the creature so it cannot resist.
But the neurotoxin.
Getting slowly consumed by the vines, so it may grow larger.
Hi, question.
Yes.
Is this species name, or is this particular animal / species named Sheila by any chance? Possibly. It sounds like It sounds like it might be a kind of a first wife kind of creature. I have a little bit of experience with it, so. Nothing.
Well,
Bad first wife joke.
actually, no, because that actually leads back to something that I was thinking about from before, where he said that it takes the skulls, and we compared them to snails. So, do you guys ever think slugs are maybe just divorced snails?
Ooh, they might be.
And be like, Nancy got the house.
The snail got the house and the slug got kicked out.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Let's go with yes.
Alright. Continue talking about your meat sack.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Sorry, sock. Is it a sock?
No.
What was it? Meat stick? No, I really can't remember the term here, John.
Meat snake.
Meat snake.
That's the name it gives. But
And if it grows for more than 4 hours, do you call a doctor? Just wondering.
why am I the only mature one here?
Yeah, I'm trying to be quiet.
But she's failing.
But those are the main creatures I kind of researched. That's all of them. There's a bit more information about the mimic, but yeah, that's all my
subject. But what about fictitious creatures that like fairies, things like that people kind of they're supposed to be legend, especially Ireland has a ton of things like that anybody have any stories about those kind of things that somebody went over there and they saw something or experienced something, or you seen something on TV.
The first thing I will tell you, Rosella, is if you ever go over to England and you call the Fae and Fairies fictitious, you're probably going to get into a fight.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a term I would use with them. I do have experience with them here.
Yep.
Yeah, there has been.
That's the difference. So they aren't just an Irish lore. There's a lot of Irish lore with the Fae, absolutely. But that doesn't mean it's just like the trolls of the Black Forest in Germany,
or the skinwalkers.
But I have a theory about why there's more lore with them in Ireland.
Because they didn't hunt them down to extinction.
No.
Why?
What's your theory?
The symbolic standing stones.
Yeah.
I think
the
one
fairy
of the
circles
things that they allow is for humans to actually be able to see them more often.
Well, and so in Ireland, when you look at the Irish lore, the fairy realm wasn't hidden from the human realm. It only became. They only moved the fairy realm when the fairies started intermingling with humans.
Yeah.
And I don't think it was Queen Mab. I'm trying to remember which queen was in charge, or king, if it was the king or queen. But Queen Mab's one of them. But when you look at the lore, there was a king, there was a hierarchy that said you will not marry or intermingle with humans. And when it became a problem is when they closed off the fairy realm from the human realm. And that's heavily in Irish lore.
Yeah.
Now, does that mean that the Fae can't come here? Absolutely not. It's a realm. So you know, I've had tons of interaction with fairies and pixies and wee people and whatnot here. And you know, we've had at least 10 cases when we were doing the paranormal team that after investigation showed a Fae cause. So,
Like, you mean on film?
Huh? No.
He's caught?
Oh yeah, I've seen video evidence too. But no, when Enforcement Paranormal was handling cases, we had a lot of Fae problems that were causing paranormal issues.
I think I told you guys that story where this person brought me to her school. Like it's out in the country in Ohio, like in Amish country we call it here. And this is like basically a school in the middle of a field. And they were like, I've always felt very uneasy. Tell me what it is on this land. And I've never dealt with like fairies before, or like what I call like elementals. Really, I didn't want to really label it, but it felt like there is two different elementals there. Like it felt like it was kind of like a troll or fairy kind of thing. Something really different that you didn't want to take it off, and you were not welcome there. It was their land. Get off. / on this other side of this creek, there was I really saw in my mind's eye like an Indian dressed man. However, you knew it was not a man. You know what I mean? Those land protectors.
That's different too, though, because when you're dealing with native lore, that's completely different.
That was definitely what that was. Yeah. Right.
Now, you do have Fae.
Living off land.
You do have Fae types that despise and hate humans. Absolutely. You have Fae that are the size of humans. You have Fae that are 2 foot tall, 12 inches tall. It varies by type. But for the most part, a little bit of respect goes a long way with them.
Fuck them.
I know. You like Bright, where he's hitting the fairy trying to get in the bird feeder. Yeah, that's you.
Not really. It's a little. I don't like it that much. But I have a serious issue with the Fae, and we have gotten into fights.
Like, what happened?
So when we bought this property, I started changing things, removing certain trees, removing certain bushes, adding new ones. And it was right around the time that we were actually doing a Fae show here, and we were talking about it, and they had mentioned that they might not like that, and I should put something out. And that was the first time I ever said "fuck the Fae." And for the next 3 months,
yep.
I think. I kept waking up with new scratches, little tiny ones, stupid little crap, all over my body.
Wow.
Yeah, they weren't happy with you.
Yeah.
Isn't that when Kimberly made the altar to him?
No, that's when Kimberly started carrying the big ass rock
for
protection stone, and it was a boulder.
Guess you shouldn't insult them.
No, I know she made an altar for him at one point.
Yeah, she did a couple years ago outside. That was during COVID.
During the time.
Yeah, the times before.
And here's the thing, because we had one case, we did have one case where these people couldn't figure out why they had so much chaos going on. Well, first off, they had, a Bible and a cross on one side, a Native American, a dream catcher in the window, a pentacle on another wall. I mean, they had like every... It reminded me of the Mummy, where he pulls out all the damn... And then the Mummy's going, yeah, whatever, fuck off, boom. It's like, yeah, no, pick one, stick with it.
Yeah.
And then they took us outside, they show us this fairy altar. Well, do you guys take care of it? Well, no, we haven't put anything out for the fairies in months. Like, that's your problem. Yeah, have your kids clean up the fairy altar and put out some milk and cookies or something. And yeah.
And after that was the problem solved?
Oh yeah. But well, that was the fairy problem that was solved. There's a lot more issues going on in that household than just the fae. The fae aspect was taken care of. But yeah, that's not myth. That is absolutely fact. You look at the history of fairies, and yeah, you see. I can't remember what. In the 1920s, the Cottingwood fairies, they came out and said those were fake. Well, yeah, you're not.
The two little girls.
Yeah.
Yeah, they based a whole movie off of it.
Yeah. The Cottingwood fairies, that was kind of proven to be that was a hoax. Does that mean all fairies are a hoax? Absolutely not. There's plenty of video evidence out there where you can actually see creatures.
That is interesting, yeah.
Tinkerbell's not real. There is no way.
One of my dreams.
20 years ago, she was white. Now she's black. There's no way she's real.
Hey, Michael Jackson did.
That's fucking Hollywood. Come on now.
Michael Jackson did the
Or Disney. Sorry, Disney.
I'm just saying.
What?
Michael Jackson did the switch, so why can't she?
Not like that.
So, is there anything in your little in your world that is fairy-like?
Well, kind of.
Like, I don't know, any fleshy fairies?
Actually, there is. So
sounds very bad on so many levels.
Yep, I know.
Okay.
But there's a thing called a limb fairy.
A what?
A limb fairy.
A limp fairy.
No, a limb fairy.
Limp.
Limb. Basically, it just is a 8-foot creature.
Oh, it's definitely not limp.
Well, just because it's 8 foot long doesn't mean it doesn't like bend over.
It's an 8-foot creature with meat wings.
Yeah, the wings.
And it has no skin, and it collects limbs.
So,
You ever thought of saying flesh wings?
The tooth fairy?
Basically, but more just it wants limbs.
it wants limbs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Holy fuck.
So I'm trying to think of the name of there's a creature in fairy lore, or in Irish lore, that is a skinless horse demon creature.
Skinless whore.
Yeah, I can't remember his name.
And there's also another tiny fairy that's a doll made out of flesh that is a fairy that goes, and that's the tooth fairy.
Okay.
Or one of its iterations.
Hold on. Yeah, the Knuckleavee. So the Knuckleavee is a skinless. Hold on, I'll put a picture of the Knuckleavee in the chat here real quick.
Rosella, your last comment's fucking hilarious because it doesn't actually show you the comment in Discord that I made, like the attachment. So it kind of looks like you're talking about the last one I did. You're right. That deer looks very happy.
I was like, no, look at that's funny. I was commenting on the bite me.
That's the Knuckleavee. So the Knuckleavee is a skinless, only a fleshy horse with a creature on its back. The way you get away from it is by jumping over a creek.
Or a body of water.
Or a body of water.
Because I know there's a Chinese or Japanese creature about that, but instead of the human having flesh, it's a bone.
What if you jump into the body of water?
I was going to say...
Like, what if you're in Santa Monica?
It will not enter the body of water.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It is afraid of the water.
Yeah.
Because, like,
Afraid of it.
that would suck if you're at, like, the Santa Monica Pier and you're just like, thick.
Jump in. Jump in and hope he doesn't grab you before you hit the water.
Yeah.
Getting the water hose out and I'm jumping over it. That stream right there, go away thing.
Well, I have a question. Have you guys ever heard? I heard this like person tell this story on. Anybody listen to Jim Harold podcast?
No.
No.
No. Okay, because I've been on it a few times, but people come on and they tell these like pretty much like ghost stories all the time. And they call it Jim Harold's Campfire. Well, this one person came on and they said that they were taking like a walk through like the woods, and all of a sudden they like came upon basically these tiny people. Like it looked like almost like a little village, little own world.
Were they about 2 to 3 foot tall?
No, like it was really small. Like they were like ant size.
Okay.
Like that's how they described it, and it was really, very small, like little kind of almost like a patch. And she's like, I almost passed by it, but saw that little like objects with like different colors were moving, and then she looked down at them, and they were like, little humans, but they were like ant size.
Were they blue?
And they had homes. It was like a village and everything, and they all looked up at her and were interacting with her for a moment, like out of fear, and then turned like kind of just comfort, like she's not harming them. And she just smiled at them and walked away. But she said that she looked at them for like probably 20 minutes, and she never went back and saw them again. It was just like kind of strange. But has anybody ever heard of something like what that could be?
Were they in a succession? Or were they just doing their normal village things?
Kind of like village things, everyday life.
Okay. No, but it sounds like she probably had a glimpse into their realm.
Yeah, like that's kind of, it's really, like, can you think that she could have walked back and it would have been still there?
No.
Like another day?
Because the realm would have closed.
Not another day, but like if she would have went forward and back, there is a possibility that the portals could have still been there.
Could have been.
But after a few days, it would have closed already. Friend,
I'd say the normal span is 24 hours. For something like that, potentially.
friend, I know the lore in Ireland, for example, of the Standing Stones, of actually using them as a portal, is 12 hours.
12?
12 hours.
Yeah, sure, right.
They're open for.
Because they're known. So an interesting thing with the original Irish houses, they always kept the front door and the back door across from each other because they had what's called fairy raids. And like if somebody died, if there's a celebration or something like that, the fairies would do a procession. And if your house was in the way, they went right through your house. So they'd usually go in the front door and right out the back door. So the front and back doors were usually across from each other. They didn't know. And if you're lucky enough, you could actually see the procession. Nothing bad would happen to you. But that was few and far between. You could hear, you'd be more prone to hear fairy music that you couldn't tell really where it was coming from than to actually see them.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
So yeah, there's a lot of fairy lore that comes out of. And if you're curious, look up I'll have more information. I didn't plan on talking about fairies tonight. I'm trying to remember. There's two. The Unseelie Court and the Seelie Court are the two courts of the most of your fairies in tradition. The Seelie being the good ones, I think it is, and the Unseelie the not so good.
Okay, interesting.
And
have like stories too, or I guess.
Oh yeah. So if you Google Seelie and Unseelie courts, you'll find some of the lore, and it's written. There's a lot of written lore and oral lore that comes out of Ireland about them. And it crosses
Well, do you
over.
think that it's just stronger, like it's stronger in Ireland because it's more accepted and talked about,
Yeah.
like there, or like here? Because there's videos that I've seen from America, fairies on paranormal shows.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. There's fae all over, and I say fae because fairies are only one type of fae. When you're talking fae, you're talking goblins, you're talking imps, you're talking leprechauns, you're talking. They're all part of one umbrella called fae, F-U-Y, or F-A-Y.
Oh, okay.
Fairies are just one type of fae.
Interesting.
That's American spelling.
Huh?
That's American spelling.
Yeah.
What?
In Britain, it's F-A-E.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's how I spell them. That's how I spell fairies too. Is F-A-E-R-I-E. And of course pixies. Pixies are mean.
Oh, okay.
They can be, and they can be seen as little flashes of light in the corner of your eye. If you don't have, if it's not a migraine or a medical condition, that's usually what causes your flashes of light in the corner of your eye. They're the ones that take shit. If you piss them off, they're the ones that'll cause your little scratches, and you'll have little pustules that pop up because they're biting you. We had a nasty case in Bellingham with pixies.
Yep.
Well, Tinkerbell was kind of jealous of Wendy.
Iron helps. Iron helps.
Yeah, iron killed them.
And I have a lot of iron on the property now.
Yep. And they hate cats.
Oh, I can see why.
But it depends, because some of them are healers, so some of them actually heal animals and cats and dogs and wild animals for the most part.
You just need to put them up really and just let them go at them. Like spiders. That's how I deal with spiders.
We're done with the conversation about your meat snake.
Oh my god. I was
And the
talking
sock puppet. The fucking sock puppet.
I was talking about my cat and how I use him to kill spiders.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, my cat used to love to kill spiders. He would hunt spiders in the whole house
Yeah.
and all the webs. So, yeah,
I-
when he died, it was pretty noticeable like after a month.
Like anytime I see a spider, I just pick up, let him go at it.
Aw.
He just eats
I
them.
just killed the fucking spider, John. Like,
Yeah, but it's more fun to see my cat eat a spider.
Ugh.
Until running across your house with a spider going,
Yeah, that is true.
More fun not to talk about spiders in general.
oh, no. The flying, the flying fire spiders, that's the fun one.
No?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or I found... Yeah.
Bye.
Never.
Spiders grill you. If you have them, yeah, you're missing out. So,
Oh my god.
yeah, no, they're not a. Yeah, it's something that Robert's wife made up, sort of to like Cole and Eric and everybody just to antagonize me because I hate spiders. So.
I hate spiders, yeah.
But they're such
Yeah.
So they
lovely
had
creatures.
Australian wildfires, and there were spiders, and so you could just see flaming spiders flying out of trees. Koala bears that were on fire with spiders on their backs jumping out of trees. Yeah, fun stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about flesh monsters. You want to talk about scary?
Yeah.
Australia's scarier than any flesh pretend fairy.
Well, that's because everything in Australia wants to kill you.
Well, yeah. Yeah, it actually doesn't mess around. It just comes right out and tells you, I want to murder you. I want,
and then there's some.
Okay, don't
water,
look at this
I will
board
murder
for a
you.
while.
There's one that are very cute and little, and they want to kill you real bad. They just can't.
They're just too little.
Is that a
No,
spider
they-
coming out of dude's mouth?
Yep.
He looks dead. The dude looks dead, not the spider. Oh.
The jellyfish, the sharks, the people.
Yeah. Well, hell, look at Crocodile Dundee. That'll be enough to
That's
scare the
got a
crap out
knife.
of you.
This is a knife.
If you're a person that lives in Australia, you're automatically 1,000% more dangerous.
That's a
than
country I don't want to don't want to
Yeah.
visit.
I would.
Nah, I want to go back to Germany.
Friend. There's some things I'd like to see in Australia. I would like to go camping there one night in the outback.
Oh my god.
Take a gun.
Spiders, snakes.
I would like to try and fight a kangaroo.
I'd like to watch that.
Tree cabin.
Like Rick, you go ahead, mate. You'd come to Australia. You would come to Australia just to watch John fight a kangaroo and lose.
I think I could win.
Oh my god.
I can do it on Facebook. I don't need
Just have, everybody like video it.
If I get one good hit in, I bet I could knock it out. I could take kangaroo.
I'll pay to watch out.
Okay.
As long as you don't put it on TikTok, I'm pretty much sure I could see it on any other social media, because I guess TikTok's banned now. So
That's a good thing. Just because
You know,
of the content that's on it, affecting kids' minds.
no, it's funny. Anyway,
So Paula has a question for you. She's really enjoyed your topic tonight, by the way.
Thank you.
But what do you think the future holds for the universe of Flesh Farms?
I think it will just continue to expand and continue to grow like a community around it, like other.
Do you see that as a good thing or a bad thing?
It could be a good. It honestly depends on how people actually treat it and start growing upon it, because it can turn into a bad thing like Slenderman did, but it could turn into a good thing.
So get away from the Slenderman.
You're saying you see more meat snakes growing.
Oh, your dad's stuck on the meat snake. I'm more stuck on the mimic, the mimicker.
Yeah, I feel.
And I don't know. The rake coming into our world wasn't really a positive thing.
Not really.
Yeah,
but
none
a
of
few
it
of these
sounds-
creatures. A few of these creatures could be positive. Like
Who? What? The meat snake?
No, the timid.
The what?
Timid. The little raccoon flesh monsters.
Okay.
Even though they're more like a pest, they are very.
Well, raccoons are pests.
Yeah, but they are very lovable creatures.
Okay.
Rick,
yeah.
I gotta tell you, you're very lucky you just glitched out a little bit with the last thing you said. Because you do have to realize that even just one mentioning it across the internet can make it into a thought form. Eventually becomes something else.
No.
Oh, it can?
Yes.
Can I mention something?
That's how that starts.
You know what? That might be less creepy than the actual real version.
Oh, they become the real version.
Like spiders replacing your eyes.
They're furry, creepy. You.
Oh my god, you said that so perfectly.
Yeah, but now you're making them meaty and salmonella like.
Hey, then
I don't know which one.
then you can still have tears. All the juices from the meat.
I really hated Jumanji because of the spider scenes and all the stuff. It's like every worst fear come to realities. Horrible.
Jumanji?
Yes.
Oh, there's a good reason I've never watched that show now.
Yeah, never watch that. It's scary. I love Robin Williams, but no.
The Robin Williams or new ones?
The Robin Williams one.
Okay.
That's what I'm talking about. Even the Harry Potter thing with the spider. I'm like, no.
I don't. Harry Potter. I'm lucky. I don't have that as a problem.
Yeah, I don't really like Harry Potter though. I was one of the people who never got into it.
The fuck? I am Harry Potter, goddammit. Anyway, Cole.
Oh.
So, Paul, she thought of another question. She asked, so can the entities be engineered for different uses? And I'm going to take this one because some of the things that John is talking about tonight, for example, the Mimic. The Mimic has been used so many times and in so many adaptations that honestly it's the one that I actually believe cannot become a thought form. It either is real or it isn't. Because there's so many adaptations of it now
that it wouldn't have a core.
Like the newest one that they have out is from the new Call of Duty game, and it is literally in the Call of Duty games you go through a world and there are crates everywhere that you open up and there's stuff in them. Well, you'll open up a crate and all of a sudden it turns into a giant creature that looks nothing like the original Mimic. It's just a one-eyeballed huge monster with huge three-fingered...
so it's a Cyclops rake.
Yeah. And,
God, like the rake wasn't bad enough.
But, like
a one-eyed one, yeah.
Imagine a rake, but Mike Tyson size.
No.
Okay.
So if you follow that, like, they are continuously engineered for different uses in other forms of games and
pop culture.
For example, like I know we've said it as a joke a lot, but the meat snake, the picture that John actually put up of what he was talking about, that has been used in so many different ways. There is a version of it on D&D 4.
Yep.
There is a version of it in
a ton of games.
Fallout.
And okay, so D&D by itself has been blamed for so much. Look at the Satanic Panic. They try to blame D&D with kids playing D&D. Oh my God, they're conjuring the devil. Bullshit.
Not complete bullshit. There is ties there.
Huh?
There is ties there.
Okay.
One of the original creators of D&D 1
right
did believe he was a satanic worshiper, and some of the things that you actually say are
part of the rituals.
So like they were right in a way.
Okay.
Because it is teaching you rituals to bring him in, but they're not correct.
No, none of the books are correct either.
No.
I mean,
he can't make them correct because there's copyright laws, and he knew that.
Well, not just that, but anytime, so even as a witch, anytime you get a spell book, or, I've got the book of 5,000 spells, you don't ever fucking use those spells or anything by the book. You add your own shit to it. That's what makes it a spell. Think of a spell as a Christian prayer. It's the same thing. It's words. It's words and intentions.
Intention.
Yeah. But my point with D&D was, it's all mental imagery. It's all, you're creating thought.
I will say though, in Christian and Catholic players, we don't add our own shit. Like we're not like,
you read it from the book.
Dude?
You read it from the book, and then you get your incense and light your candles. You're doing witchcraft.
Although I kind of want to do that now.
Well, actually, there is a book called the Gen Z Bible.
Get the fuck out.
I'm just saying. And there's one called the Boomer Bible. So.
Yeah, the Boomer Bible. But that has nothing to do with the actual Bible.
Nope.
I read that book.
The Boomer Bible?
The Gen Z one? It kind of mentions it.
It mentions it. Ooh.
Like Jesus talks to his four dudes.
Well, they got the Gnostic Bible. Now they have the Patriot Bible, and what the fuck ever.
Almost like
white,
a gate,
right?
Huh?
If you ain't, go ahead, Rick.
Handle gate. Watergate, Travelgate,
Pizzagate. Don't forget Pizzagate.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's the same sort of thing. Everything gets a Bible. Everything gets a gate. It's just
Yeah.
The problem is, once they push all that bullshit, you have the risk of having some stupid fuck go in there with a gun to save all these trafficked kids that were never there to begin with because it was all bullshit.
And some poor
Pizzagate.
kid sitting trying to make a slice of pizza is like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is why I've gotten so far away from conspiracy bullshit that no.
I like the old ones.
The old ones are great, but any of the QAnon bullshit, no.
But a lot of them are still just a great story. Friend, that's the thing. It's still a conspiracy theory.
It's a great story until someone acts on it.
And still someone proves it too.
Right.
You know.
Right.
There are some that we went down the rabbit hole of mob-related stuff on YouTube last weekend, and we came across, Dixie Mafia, which in my part of the world was a big thing. But one of the key players in the Dixie Mafia is more or less the guy that Tommy Lee Jones' character is based on in JFK, the movie. And so that led us down to the JFK and Sam Giancana and how the Kennedys got the mob involved in getting Kennedy elected. All that stuff's old. And it, largely almost not involved is dead. Or, if they're not dead, they don't care anymore. So it's not anything that's going to markedly hurt anybody.
Right.
But, as opposed to, these conspiracy theories of, 9/11 and some of the nonsense that goes on with that. So, yeah.
I think what pisses me off with some of them too is when you start talking about children's deaths being a false flag event, which clearly was not a false flag event because you've got real parents that are devastated. Yeah, you don't touch that kind of shit.
No, that's one of those, Well, but that's a part of the problem with modern conspiracy theories is everything now is conspiracy. Well, it's all every single thing is a false flag operation, or there's.
I'm still waiting for Bluebeam.
Yeah.
When's Bluebeam going to happen? You know which one that one is, right?
Gets finished.
Huh?
Right after Blue Band Group gets finished.
Okay.
You only get one blue thing at a time, Eric.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the alien invasion.
Yeah, but look, think about it. Blue Book ended, we got Blue Man Group. Now
they were the unknowns.
And before the Blue Man Group, we got his birth movie. Just saying.
Actually, we turned our daughter into a Smurf last night by accident. Friend,
Wait.
have you guys ever heard of that splat hair coloring?
No.
So I dyed Kimberly's hair last night, and she went with a really vibrant blue. And
The whole
I told her when you shower, like when you rinse it out of your hair, you have to lean over and do it away from your body.
Oh no!
Guess who didn't listen?
No.
Our whole entire bathtub.
Yeah.
We have so many towels that are blue now. The whole bathtub's blue.
And she was blue, she was bright blue all over her body. And friend, Kayla took her back into the shower, and friend, she came out this morning and she wasn't blue anymore. But her hair looks awesome. It is a bright blue and then really dark black.
Paula's giving double thumbs up. She's very jealous. She really wants like a dark blue hair. She hot green streaks in it. So I'm not that capable. So I'm not that good a hair technique.
I am.
Okay.
You gonna make her hair blue?
I can.
Okay.
Whenever
I'm
you
good.
guys are ready. Friend, my mom taught me how to do this from a young age because Mom always had the problem she couldn't reach the back of her head real well. So I always did the back of hers when she colored her hair. And so I've done Kayla's, I've done Kimberly's.
You're the hairdresser.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't cut because I have that problem where one side looks uneven, so I got to even it out, and then the other side looks uneven, so I got to eventually they're bald.
So Paula, no, Blue Man Group is awesome in person. We actually went and sat and watched Blue Man Group when they were in Vegas. We got free tickets, and they were fucking great.
Now, how far are you from Vegas?
Hop, skip, and a jump.
Yep. We're not far.
But it's a really
Like
long
2 hours?
jump, really big skip, and really big hop.
I mean, it's not like I can just jump up and go there.
No,
not
it's
at
like
all.
16 hours.
Yeah. About that. That's driving time.
But that's straight drive.
A couple hours in the air, about 15 or so hours.
But like,
Well,
if we had three drivers, and we only stop for gas, we can make it in 16.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's pretty far.
It is.
Yeah, it's
Just so you know.
It's not that far.
It seems a lot closer than it really is until you actually drive it. And then having driven from Vegas to up here in the summertime, yeah, it's a hike. Mostly it's just Portland.
But the thing is,
it's a large chunk out today.
we always sit there and say how far Seattle is and how it's too much of a fucking hassle to go
Right.
there. And then Saturday morning, we're getting ready to go, and we're like, we gotta leave at 7 a.m. because they open at 10.
Yeah.
And
Well, that's because of the fucking rush hour and the fucking
yeah, but
traffic.
we didn't leave till 7:30, and we were there by 8:30.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so we kind of just.
It's
wandered
only
around.
an hour.
I know.
Yeah, you're also accounting for normal brain, which is traffic, and going through Marysville at any given point. I'm sorry, people that don't live anywhere near us, but going through Marysville is a nightmare. Depending on what day of the week, it doesn't even make a difference what day. It doesn't matter what hour. You can pick any time to go through Marysville, and suddenly there will be a traffic jam.
But it's mostly coming north.
We usually mostly go.
Like, the flats are horrible coming north no matter what time of day you go through it.
That's yeah.
But going south, I never really have an issue.
Yeah.
I don't either.
Oh, and we saw Circus Soleil too. Circus Soleil wasn't. I wasn't too impressed. Not with the
My
particular.
husband, he went to that with my daughter because they came and they were pretty good. They really liked it.
Well, it depends on the show you see.
Yeah,
I mean, honestly,
My dad's friends have been to like 4 of them, and they said it depends on which ones you actually get to see.
yeah.
Yeah.
The show we saw, it had to do with a pirate ship or something, and it was a steampunk theme, that part was cool, but I wasn't impressed. I had more fun with the Blue Man Group than I did Circus Soleil. And so the only reason we went to Vegas is we got a free trip to basically stay in a brand new hotel for 3 days for free.
Cool.
To basically critique it and buy into shares or whatever. And we didn't buy shares. We just enjoyed the 3 days free and the free meals they gave us and all the free shit they gave us. And so the Blue Man Group and Circus Soleil was part of that package because it was a big tourism push for Vegas. And then we wound up staying an extra night that we paid out of pocket for, and that was cool because when we checked in, they're like, it didn't even dawn on me it was Armed Forces Day. And the guy's going, wait, you're military? No, we're upgrading you. I'm like, okay. So they put us in a fucking suite.
Whoa.
Dude, I've never been in a suite before. I mean, it's like an elevator that goes right to your room.
Yep.
It was fucking cool. But yeah, that was my first and only trip to Vegas. I didn't like it. It was hot. It reminded me of Iraq because there was helicopters everywhere and there's a sewer problem the particular time we went, so it smelled like shit. So it really reminded me of Iraq. Desert, sandstorms and helicopters all over and fucking just hot and 120 degrees and humid and smelled like shit. Yeah, that's
Never
Iraq.
wanted to go to Vegas.
So it didn't help my PTSD a damn bit. But I'd go back.
Well, you should. Everybody should experience Vegas once, simply
Absolutely.
because it is an. I've been there twice. That was honeymoon with the first wife who I referenced earlier, and actually that was back in the 90s. So things were changing at that point. It was becoming the more family-friendly version. So the switching out of the 70s version into the what Vegas is now. So it was a weird sort of time, but it's an interest. The area around Vegas. I mean, if you've never been to the desert, I mean, it's striking.
I don't like deserts.
I can imagine.
I've been to Arizona. That's the only desert, I think.
But there's also, if you go outside of Vegas, if you go out towards like Tonopah and some of the old mining towns, Goldfield, which has been covered to death in Ghost Hunters. I think every Ghost Hunter show has been Goldfield at the hotel there. In the elementary school, which I don't think I didn't hear anything about that when we drove through or read anything about it. But yeah, there's a lot of old ghost towns, and there's a lot of stuff to see in the history of the area. But the shows, yeah, it's a spectacle. It is everything that you think it is, and then you get there, and it's like, holy crap! So, yeah.
Kayla keeps telling me we should go, and I find it hard to do stuff like that when I haven't even seen 90% of Washington.
True, but you can also go to the Grand Canyon while you're down there, and I'd highly recommend going to do that.
I've seen that, yeah.
Why?
It is. I don't know how to tell you.
Everybody should see that.
I don't want to see the Grand Canyon. I want to see the Egyptian relics in the cut-off area that you can't get to in the Grand Canyon. That's where I want to go. The hell with the Grand... Oh, Grand Canyon. Ooh, yell, and it echoes because it's really big.
But unless you... Again, I thought the same thing until I got there. And then you stand out on it, and it is... And now I've never been to some places in Canada. I have seen the Rocky Mountains.
But that's the thing. Like, I grew up next to 3 canyons.
Well,
I peed off all 3 of them.
Yeah, I can see a tourist at the bottom going, what the fuck? It's raining. It's fucking raining, yellow rain. Oh my God. Acid rain, guys. Acid rain.
It's something like...
There's a lot of things to see on the way to it. Because I cannot remember what it was called. And maybe if you had seen it. But it's like Meso something. But it was like a village that was built into, they made it out of rock on this, like, the whole rock wall. And I forget what it was called. Did you ever see that?
That's a Native American ancient town.
I've seen them in Colorado. I didn't see them in Arizona, or I know of them. But yeah.
We drove from Arizona to Colorado, and my dad stopped.
All right.
And I've looked it up before because it's a very popular place that people go for like haunted stuff and things like that. Now I found that out, but I didn't know that when we were there. But yeah,
I want to go to New Mexico and go to the Anasazi ruins. That's what I want to go look at.
We saw Route 66. That was, if you like old architecture, there was a lot of the old towns.
I wouldn't be allowed to go to Route 66.
Because you can't find it on a map?
No, because there are more junkyards than there are restaurants on Route 66. And I'd make everybody stop at every single goddamn one. Because I have things I'm looking for.
Oh, that would actually be fun.
Right? But your mom would be so mad at us.
But think of all the free parts.
Oh, wait, we gotta stop at the biggest ball of yarn in the world.
Yeah. Like, I bet there's a few good, radios still in there.
Brian, there's a oil filter that I'm trying to find. There's 2 pieces of trim for 1 car.
You can get a new muffler. Just weld it on during the road trip.
I can honestly say, and going back to the outside of Vegas thing, we're driving up here, and I've told you guys the story. I don't know, I've never told Rosella this, but so we're driving up from Texas, and we leave Vegas, and we go past Nellis Air Force Base, and we're going by Area 51.
Oh, okay.
And that was in and of itself. We saw a car that was parked on the side, and we saw one of the Jeeps from. Apparently, the people had tripped the triggers, and they were getting a visit from the Area 51.
Wagon Hut Security.
Yeah. So, but the thing that was the funny part was we got up the road a little further up from that, and we were like, okay, we're coming up to civilization. We might want to stop and get gas because we don't know if we're going to try to get all the way to California or not. And we come into this little town, and there's a gas station. We see the pumps and everything. And it wound up, and they had the big sign on the top of it, Alien Souvenirs, with your typical gray with the big eyes and the and all the green. And, of course, then it's a truck stop, gas stop, and it's also a brothel. So you have a whorehouse and a gas and an alien gift shop.
I just want to go to the little alien and get me a mug. That's it.
Yeah.
And we can go.
I want to put my mail in the mailbox. But what's the name of the little town there?
Rachel,
yeah.
Oh, I wonder.
Yeah.
I missed that.
It's Rachel, Nevada.
You put all your taxes in there. Will they pay it? Just put your electrical bill in there. See if it gets paid. You never know.
It'll probably double. They'll be like, "Ooh, free electricity."
If we go to New Mexico, got to go to Dulce. That's where the Dulce base is. That's where all the weird shit goes on. But yeah, I want to go to the Roswell Crash Festival.
Yeah.
They all run around in alien costumes and shit.
Seems fun.
See, but that's the thing. Okay? I agree. That would be cool.
Uh-huh.
But we have a very, quite secretive, very cool base 15 minutes from my house.
Uh-huh.
Up the mountain. We have never been to, and they have a museum there.
Oh, they do?
Did you hear anything about the Canadian military being docked in Bellingham?
Yeah.
Why?
Maybe they found the worm.
Friend, friend, issues.
Issues? Okay.
Friend, ship issues. What do you do? Friend, we never got told what it was.
No.
But we got told that, friend, I can't even remember what ship it was, but one of our ships, I want to say it's the Victoria, friend, got docked in Bellingham.
In Bellingham, yeah.
Because of technical issues with the ship. Friend.
Yeah, it hit schedule breaking or some shit.
Fine.
Oh my God! The Canadian military is invading us. Oh, fuck off.
It would look kind of fucking weird to look into the Bay of Bellingham and see a destroyer sitting in there, like it's flying the Canadian flag.
We're being taken over.
We're trying. We're just doing it slowly.
I don't care.
We're playing the long game, guys.
It would be cool.
What we've already got. So
We'll all say, "Hey, hoser, fuck, bud."
Yeah.
At least we would get Tim Hortons,
Oh.
so I'm fine with
I was
it.
just going to mention Tim Hortons myself.
Yeah, but it'll be here.
Someone in my Canadians in America group on Facebook posted that they found, the Starbucks Frappuccino drinks?
Right.
So Tim Hortons has started making them, and they found them in California. They're $8 frickin' each.
God damn.
Friend.
I'm surprised
that's
not
why.
more.
That's why I can't wait for it to hit 70 so I can go outside and start working
You know
again.
what the worst part about that is?
Uh,
They said it's still cheaper there than Starbucks.
oh yeah.
Yeah. Because
Like-
Starbucks here, it's like $6 to $14 probably.
I don't want to pay $14 for some fucking burnt beans because that's all Starbucks tastes like to me.
Yeah. Like why? And it's tons of calories. It's just horrible for you. I don't understand it.
When I was on the phone with my parents the last time, me and Dad said that they needed to shut the ones down in Drumheller, and my mom stopped talking to us.
Yeah.
Apparently she doesn't need that kind of negativity in her life.
Yeah, it's like the women are really addicted to it. Now, I don't even like coffee, and I'm allergic to coffee. Actually, the bean brewed in the air. So, I'm pretty good.
Well,
I will not
okay.
have a weight problem from Starbucks.
But it's one of those things where, like, Starbucks knows how to trend. And
Oh, yeah. Oh, they sell their own cups with, like, little mermaids on them and everything. All these things, yeah.
Well, but the trends are getting stupid. Like, now, friggin' those Stanley Cups are just frickin' retarded.
Hey, but it's
Oh, yeah. My daughter has to have the Stanley.
Don't buy it for her. Don't do it.
She already bought it with her own money, so I was like, I'm not doing it.
They found lead in some of them.
Yeah, that's what my husband said. So now she's afraid to like drink out of the cup.
Yeah.
But I think that he said it's in the paint on the outside of the cup, not on the inside.
Okay.
You should get her one of those very old Stanleys. Like, it's still a Stanley.
Yeah. And she calls it Stanley, so it's like it's all messes with your brain. Like, who's Stanley?
When did I get
I'm
this?
looking around for a person. Who's this person?
well,
Oh my God.
Oh, longer than that, don't you think?
of course, Cole will know this. I hear Stanley Cup. I'm thinking, are
Yeah.
pictures of it or
Hockey.
What's that?
hockey? Yeah, it's the Stanley Cup is
Yeah.
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 Actually, I watched a video about that last week. Did you know that the first Stanley Cup, it's just the top piece of it. That's the original Stanley Cup.
Okay.
Okay? It was bought for $44.28. And every year when someone won it, they lost it.
Yeah.
Not lost it to another team. They literally lost the freaking cup. One team, they threw it in the ice beside the rink.
Uh-huh.
And it fell through.
Oh, shit. Okay.
And they had to wait till the springtime to get it. The next year, they left it on a street in Montreal.
Huh. Somebody took it.
Yeah.
No, they kept getting it back. They still have the original.
Oh.
It's in the Hockey Hall of Fame vault. The one that's attached to it is an exact replica of the original, and then they just kept adding silver sheets to it on the bottom to create more room.
Right.
So every year it gets bigger.
It's
So Paula's final comment and question is, so awesome job hosting the show tonight, John.
Tiger.
Are there any parting thoughts or points about the Flesh Farm stuff you want the audience to know?
Tell us more about your meat snake.
Well,
the old people hijacked the show. No.
if you want to know more about the...
Yeah, I was about to say, do you have any resources or references you want people to go to look at for one of these creatures?
If you want
He's starting
more...
an OnlyFans with his meat snake.
Besides Pornhub.
OnlyFans.
Okay.
But honestly, if you want more stuff about this, just look up Living Meat Research documents. It's what it's called, okay?
Oh God!
It's not my fault. It's what it's called.
You're probably going to have to turn safe search off.
Right.
Okay?
It's what it's called. Living
Oh.
research documents. That's the thing I've been looking at.
Livingmeat.com.
Put that link up in the group. And I dare everyone to turn off safe search when you search for that.
Oh. All right.
Oh, God.
And also, if you go on YouTube, I like to get my voice back. I'm still crying. If you go on YouTube and you punch in weird webcam creatures.
Whoa, okay.
No, it's that there's a whole shit ton of rake captures and whatnot on some of those webcams. They're freaky as shit. That's why I was curious about
door bills or what are you talking about? Webcams?
There's people that put up like the game cams and whatnot.
Oh,
and,
that.
they actually catch rakes and weird shit. Now it's some of it photoshopped, whatever it could be. But some of those captures are just, they freak you out. They do a little bit. So I'm curious what's going to come up with in the next, 3-4 years, if some of this flesh farm stuff materializes,
Well, the only thing I know is Hollywood's going to kill it.
Yeah.
They're going to ruin it like they have everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really works.
Next week, you can scowl and down if you want. I want to do paranormal drama though.
Okay.
I'm in.
Are we talking about fights?
Like Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo?
Yeah.
Oh fuck, he's dead. Never mind.
So I'm in 20 different paranormal groups on Facebook, and I'm gonna have to.
Oh, you mean like that kind of drama?
Yeah.
I thought you meant like.
And I'm not sure exactly what's going on. People are fighting. You got a lot of debunkers coming in, and people just laughing at people that are actually having paranormal problems.
Paranormal Fight Night.
Yeah.
Wow.
Basically.
Sharks of the Jets. Because I want to be so I can do my.
When you're a jet, you're a jet.
There you go.
We could also do the other paranormal drama because they have what was it? Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies.
Okay.
There's a movie.
Oh God. So yeah, paranormal issues, paranormal drama. Just look it up. I mean, shit. You got different groups that would want to network with other groups, and they're too. Do you know they have aliens and fucking cowboys now?
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
Like
inside the Cowboys?
Yeah, they pop out the hat.
About a decade old.
No, not the movie. I love the movie. The movie was fucking awesome. No, it's UFO cowboys or cowboy UFOs or.
Oh yeah, I've heard that.
A bunch of cowboys that are out looking for UFOs.
That's actually kind of cool.
And I've never seen it, but I've heard of it.
I don't think that's that new though.
Maybe a year.
I just think they
it's
found a
pretty
way
old.
to actually make it.
They made a TV show out.
They started doing, but I think
the fuck on.
You got to think Texas. They've probably been doing that for years.
They just got a TV show off.
Yeah.
And I guess that's where my problem with all of it comes from. Because we were offered a show and we turned it down.
Yeah.
Wait, you guys were?
Yeah. I don't believe in paranormal TV. Entertainment, great. But you got too many people that take, again, Dead Files came here to concrete and completely destroyed the family. To where they were getting death threats and people driving by their house and getting death threats because they didn't listen to Amy Allen and whatever the fuck his name is. I mean, you want entertainment? Great. You start making it reality, that ain't okay.
Depends on who you are.
it depends on who you are.
If you're Jeffrey Dahmer, it's the same thing.
Oh, fuck, yeah. But, and that's where a lot of the drama comes from. Is, so many people hate Zach Baggins and Ghostwriters.
Well, I really hate him, but the Ghost Hunters, how Jason and Grant don't talk anymore.
Well, no.
And they had that property. It was like a weird mystery. So if anybody knows what went on with that, it's very interesting and want to know.
Yeah, so next week, paranormal drama, because that's where a lot of that shit stems from. And I'll do a little digging and see where a lot of the new paranormal drama is coming from. But great job tonight, John.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure where we were going tonight.
Even though we teased you, good job.
Because I wasn't sure if it was a gaming thing or if it was just, but I think you did a good job showing that these creatures are in our reality.
Yes.
And can become more in our reality.
Yeah.
So,
Friend.
what's your next topic going to be?
No, I have no idea.
Okay. Vampires. Never mind.
You could do vampires and Dracula.
I'll find a very another obscure thing.
Poor kid got hazed all, so it'll be a while.
Oh my God, John!
You've done meat snakes. Now you got to do the female version.
It's too hard not to laugh at that. Eventually, you got me. So
Oh my! You need to be more mature, Father.
you can only be mature for so long.
Yeah.
You're
I have to be mature 90% of my freaking life right now. Freaking screw that. This show isn't for that.
No.
Your parents listen to this.
Anyway, thank you, Sandy, for listening.
My parents have been in bed since 8 a.m. Grandma, old as fuck. They are in bed, dude.
They'll listen to the replay
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Friend.
The meat snakes were a great band back in
Not
the
really.
80s.
They're not. I can tell you, they're not listening. Because I told them John was taking over this show, and they're like, "Oh shit, he's just going to talk about video games. We don't want to listen to that."
I am not.
He did it.
Oh,
Actually, Grandpa said he would love to listen to it, but he can't.
Oh,
He still doesn't know how to use the internet, so.
well, that kind of makes sense. he's kind of having a hard time trying to figure out Facebook.
all right.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening. For the links that John put up for the show tonight, they are in the Useful Links show, or the Useful Links tab on the Discord chat, the S-4 Paranormal, or S-4 Bunker Paranormal. So you can find them there to find out anything you want. Thank you very much for listening. We will be back next week with Paranormal Fight Night. One more thing quickly. Has anyone heard about the new fight that's going to be happening soon?
Yep, Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. And have you seen the rules on that? Jake Paul is allowed to wear headgear. He doesn't have to do a drug test. He can tap in his brother. Mike...
I would not get into a ring with Mike Tyson without headgear, because that covers your ears.
Fine, all gear.
And even with the regulations, Mike Tyson's still gonna knock out the kid.
Bunkhouse rules match.
Yeah.
So,
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening again. Thank you very much, panel, for joining us. John, thank you for doing a wonderful job tonight. You did awesome.
That was a great shot.
Brad.
Yes.
And we will see you next week.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wednesday night, 10 p.m.
And remember, keep your eyes to the skies.
Data transfer complete. System malfunction. Please evacuate immediately. Program terminated.
Son of a biscuit eater.